Near every bar around. I've been locked up for driving 120 through town. I've been shot at and cut with a knife, messing around with another man's wife. But other than that, we ain't nothing, just good old boys. Threw my boss out the window and got fired for my last job. Hot wired a city truck and turned it over.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Wade and Carter Show. Ash and Brent with you on a Friday, the last Friday before Christmas, the last day of fall. Wade and Carter weather brought to you by the great folks at AT Deerland Hay, Feed, and Ranch Services. Stop on by. I went by there yesterday, got a little, some things that I needed. So they got everything you need for your house, your pets, your garden, your ranch, ranchito, large tracts of land, whatever. They've got you covered at Deerland Feed. Go talk to Jackie and the gang.
Who is the guy when you see those two dudes, the Penn and Teller?
Yep.
I guess they're kind of comedians, but they're magicians.
Yep.
Which is the one that doesn't talk?
You. No, that's not you.
That's what I was saying.
I don't know. I can't remember.
There's one that just stands there, the little guy.
Yep.
Why don't you try to take after him?
Wade
Wade and Carter weather brought to you by the great folks at AT Deerland Feed. 50 degrees in Victoria. Under what will
I like
be.
how you buck up when there's a studio audience.
Sure. Well, I figure he's got my back. I mean, he's got weapons. 50 degrees in Victoria, heading to a high today. Bobby Leister comes in. It's Teller. It's Teller.
No,
Everybody's
says
so
it's Penn.
smart.
Yeah.
It's Penn. Teller. Okay. Commander Cody, who fact checks everything. He's like a little part school principal, part pastor. Going to a high today of 70 degrees.
Nice.
Tammy Keeling's in. We better be sharp.
Yeah. Sherry Jacobs, good morning. Bobby Leister, Dana Moore de la Garza, Daniel Wade White, Bobby Leister again, Junior Samples, Greg Garcia, good morning. Heather Stewart, Micah Patton, Mark Cepeda checking in, Ryan Hopping, good morning to you, guy.
Hey, Zip.
Here's
We're
Brent
big in
Anderson.
San Antonio this morning. Good morning, sir. Judge
Ricky
Posey.
King, Randy Langston, Judge Posey. Let's see who's on the podium. Justin Glass, Scott Tomko, Wendy Hughes Garcia. First three in.
Overachiever.
David Glass, Kendra Douglas, Linda Christ, Jordan Glass. I think we got everybody so far. There we go. Let's see who else. Stephanie Conti, good morning.
Scott, I talked to Dana Wagner yesterday. Wagner had a birthday last week, and he's a great friend of both of ours, mutual friend. He only got five ducks yesterday. He is single-handedly, Dana Wagner, I believe, is on the Audubon Society, most wanted list. Nobody, he never misses a day of duck hunting. Has it down to a science. He goes.
Such a short season.
Yeah, well, he's got a.
If you've ever
been on the bay,
buffalo season,
you'll realize there's really not a shortage of ducks.
No.
You just get on the bay or a golf course up north.
it's like deer. They could probably let you hunt deer all year round for 3 years, and you'd still have way
But
too
they would
many.
fly so high. They're smarter than a lot of birds. They'll start flying high if you're at them.
Andrew Alvarez checking in. Lisa Poole, good morning. Randy Langston, Michelle Wilson Hawkins. I think Scott Snow. I think we're caught up now.
There you go.
Maybe welcome to all those listening on Magic.
Yeah, Magic 95.9. Thanks. Big, large contingent of our listenership is on the radio.
Yep.
We're flattered this morning. In fact, I'm going to switch the camera.
Okay.
To now, we visited enough in the green room. He had a couple of. I was concerned because what did he have? 3 drinks.
I didn't see the third, but I could have been.
I
just enough to loosen up.
When I said
Amanda Oliver, good morning. James Oliver. There we go.
It's funny because I said, well, maybe we'll try to get you to sing a song. And he said no. And then all of a sudden he went, what the hell? I'll do one. I don't know what, I think he was.
In case you forget who's here.
Oh, I know Pat Matula. No, man. Now, Pat, now the band is called what?
The Lone Star Playboys.
There you go. That has an old school country ring to it.
Yeah, we were going for the Bob Wills.
I was going to say, very swingish.
Even my band logo mimics an old Bob Wills
very cool
logo that he had on his
It's
tour
a good-looking cap.
I want them to think Twin Fiddles when they hear that Playboys. That's the whole, that's the vision right there.
Now,
I'm not going to lie. I was kind of hoping you brought your fiddle.
I know. Is that kind of how you broke in? You grew up playing fiddle?
A little bit different.
It's not just something you just pick up.
I grew up playing drums with my daddy in a polka band, but junior high, I took a year and a half of violin. I got kicked out. I got kicked out on that second year. I was having my own class in the back, so
Right. They kicked
I
you
figured out that a violin was a fiddle somewhere in the 7th grade. So once I did that, they
Well, Ash and I went over.
You're one of the few then that picked it up on their own. Most people are forced to play something like that, and then they just kind of
well, I kind of was
right?
at first. I
Right?
was at first. Yeah, I was not wanting to play classical violin. It really just wasn't my style. for
Lisa
lack of
Poole
words.
says, "Hey Pat,
Howdy, howdy.
we went over. Ash and I went over the other night to Moonshine, and the Scott Taylor band had like a when
Reunion
they get
show.
back together. So Billy Joe Hyde played steel,
Right.
and Sean Brett, who is a very I would say he's almost methodical lead guitar player, but as a cover band artist, if you want him to play Merle Haggard, he plays Merle Haggard.
Right,
He's
right.
got it. And then Everett Wood played drums, and David Stockton was singing harmony and playing bass, and then Mike Parker played everything.
the other percussion
Fiddle,
stuff.
played percussion stuff and the harmonica. But when you looked at the stage, you couldn't help but every now and then see Wade Stockton.
I was getting ready to say he had to be
It
there in
touched
spirit.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great friend of mine.
I grew up with Wade, played Little League Baseball with Wade, and I can remember back when Wade was small enough to be bullied, that we would say, "Oh, you're late to practice because you had to go to violin lessons." We were on him, and by the time he was like 14, he was
That's
playing.
why he became so arrogant. You were picking on
He
him.
was great. Well, he could play that fiddle. So
Stephanie Connie says you were a world champion.
Oh, maybe a state.
Okay.
as a fiddle player,
Yeah.
awesome. So then I was asking you earlier,
Fake news then, Stephanie. Fake news.
right?
Fake news.
Asking you about being at Sweet Home,
Right.
and who is the guy? There's a Hall of Famer here. I'm trying. I want to say he's got kind of a Cajun name.
Oh, that was Keith Juno.
Yeah. So Juno was at. He's still around, right?
Nah, he passed
No,
away.
he's not. When we were at Sweet Home, there was a guy there with Dickie Kaiser who won some Juno award or was inducted into
Right.
Fiddler's Hall of Fame or something. So
I'm not sure who that would have been.
very cool. So when you're playing, you do play the fiddle in your show as well.
Yes, yeah, I play nothing but fiddle on the show.
Okay.
It's just hard to play a fiddle and sing a tune or something like that. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
kind of a you do it yourself type deal. So I like a rhythm guitar or something behind me, which that's why I bring a guitar today.
There you go. Well, I just thought maybe it was.
I'm
like
not going to play.
It's even harder
I'm
to
not
play
gonna-
the fiddle, stomp that bass drum.
Well, that's
Right.
That's
Get the-
pretty
get
easy.
You need that little monkey. But you see people all the time that have like a service animal. Maybe he just feels more comfortable with his guitar.
Yeah, I just carry it around.
Yeah.
I sleep with it sometimes.
Singing lonely
have it.
nights
Yeah.
make for interesting bedfellows.
Gotta have it.
There's a country song to be written right, there.
There is one to be written.
I think
Do
I'm
you,
gonna
you
work
have
on-
one.
I'm
You,
I'm sure a guitar caused divorces. So.
can we con you into one? Do you have one you want to
I
play?
might do one. I'll give you a little taste of what the Playboys do. It's all Western swing with Ray Price, Johnny Bush, Bob Wills.
Oh man,
that
it's
type
all
of stuff.
great stuff.
Yeah, let's play one and then we'll get into what's coming up.
Yeah,
for
I'm
you.
excited about that. Take your time. Do what you want.
I love you so much that I can't leave you, even though my mind tells me I should. Then you make me think that you still love me, and all my thoughts of leaving do no good. You've got me heart over mind, worried all the time, knowing you will always be the same. You'll keep hurting me, I know, but I just can't let you go, 'cause my heart won't let my love for you change. You'll keep hurting me, I know, I just can't let you go, 'cause my heart won't let my love for you change.
The late great Ray Price.
Ray Price. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
that is a great song, and when you were singing, and Ash had our microphones turned off to make sure there wasn't an echo in here.
No, to make sure you weren't singing
I
along.
was going to jump in on the harmony. Yeah, because, when you listen to those old records like that, there's always that guy that came out of the hills of West Virginia
Right.
that sings harmony. Buck Owens had that guy.
Absolutely.
And in fact, to the point that Buck, what was that guy's name? That guy passed in a motorcycle accident in the early 70s, and Buck Owens basically quit recording because he didn't have his harmony.
His harmony guy, yeah.
Yeah. But Ray Price, way back in the day on Rio Grande, there used to be a place called Aldean's.
Aldine.
I saw Ray Price live at Aldean's.
I didn't know that was
He
here
was
in town.
barely alive, but he was there.
Yeah.
And Willie Nelson once said, if I was going to write a song for somebody, it would always be for Ray Price.
Oh, they got it done. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
man.
What's coming up, Pat? You got a big show coming up just around the
big
corner,
one is
right?
going to be New Year's Eve, Inez Community Center, just outside of Victoria. Pretty big shindig there. We've got some reservations. Matter of fact, there's information if you want to make reservations on our website. You can go look up Pat Matula and the Lone Star Playboys on Facebook.
He's putting that in the comments section, folks, of the
Cool
Facebook
deal.
page.
There you
So,
go.
do you know how much? If y'all want to reserve a table, how many people you don't know yet?
22 people. A table holds 22 people. So,
Oh, wow.
And we're not charging for reservations for the table. We're just making a pre-reservation, trying to get a game plan of how many seats we're going to fill.
Yeah, it's hard to it's hard to put on an event and not know roughly. But if you're looking for something to do New Year's Eve, which now is a great time to be planning that, the Inez Community Center is a wonderful venue because as far as I believe you can take your own drinks and then you have setups.
Right.
And then as far as selling beer, they do a really good job of, there's nothing worse.
Absolutely.
Nothing worse than going to a dance and you spend all your time standing in line waiting for a Coke.
Oh, yeah. No, they
You
got
know?
a nice big bar. You won't wait in line.
Yeah, you won't wait in line out there.
Great folks out there at Inez, and that's a great venue. So, you said you like the acoustics in here.
Sounds good.
What's it like out there? It's a big cavern.
Yeah, it's a little drier sound. This is a natural. These are the type of rooms years ago they'd record. They'd hang a microphone in the middle of here and the whole band would play. But down there it's a little different. We have to produce it electronically to make it get like this. But
Right. So you think if I jumped up and sang, you could could you put a little something on there?
Oh,
and
we make it
make
sound
me
good.
sound good. Scott Tomko said finally some real singing on the show. Because every now and then I'll just like sing something to Ash. It is funny how
Renee Manning says great song to start off Friday morning.
absolutely, but our audience is a lot of them are closer to our age. Our demographic maybe what 40s to.
No, we're 24 to 65. We have the whole range. It's the beauty of our show.
But we can start talking about music and everybody's chiming in. Remember them, remember, Sticks, Kansas, Boston, we go down that road and great stuff. So our audience is very in tune. Coming up, so then New Year's Eve, Inez Community Center, Pat Matula,
Right off Highway
and the
59.
Lone Star Playboys. Yes. Great show. Any idea doors open?
doors are going to open at 7. My buddy Joel Nava is going to take the stage.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
Think of a voice.
Joel will be joining us also. He's going to take the stage from 8 till about 9:30, and then we'll do a swap over, and the Lone Star Playboys will come at you. But if you're wanting to go, you might want to look into making a reservation. We're expecting to fill some chairs.
that's
And
gonna
we
be
want to
great.
see them all full for sure, but
Absolutely.
I would definitely get you a seat reserved.
Do you know Sammy, the drummer?
Sammy the drummer.
Yeah, he plays with Joel.
That narrows it down, doesn't
He's
it?
Jared Birmingham's drummer.
Oh, I know
Hispanic guy?
him. Yeah, I know who he is. We're not personal friends, but
Yeah, he
I do
can
know who he is.
play too.
Yeah, that's some great folks. Great
Any
business.
food going to be available? So,
There will be.
'cause it's always around midnight. People are always
Oh,
wanting
order
to
pizza.
We're gonna
He loves
have
that.
food the entire night. There's gonna be pulled pork and brisket sandwiches.
Oh, nice.
Kind of a munchy thing, not a big elaborate meal, but there will be something there for you to eat.
$87.50 a sandwich.
Yeah. And there's gonna
It's a
be
bargain.
there'll be a 50-50 drawing, some fun things, some giveaways throughout the night, and a champagne toast to follow it up.
And how much are tickets?
$30 a
$30
person at the door. No.
Okay.
Calm down.
Okay, I just didn't know. Road manager, I just didn't know. Okay.
But no, it's gonna be a fun time. So definitely, definitely make your reservations.
Greg Garcia checking in says he grew up down the road from you.
Oh, right on, right on. Howdy, howdy. Good morning.
Yeah.
You know, I appreciate you guys. having
Pat
us
and
on.
Bradley. Well, no, we're excited. Like I said, I don't, Ash. Yes, we've both seen you. I've seen you several times. We do a lot with Dana and Ricky.
Yeah, last time
and
I saw you was down at DaCosta.
that's what you're saying. That's a great spot.
It is. We'll be back there again soon. Like I say, we're waiting on to confirm some dates right now for 25 there, as well as Sweet Home Hall will be there in June.
June,
So-
and it's December. You're booking up then, aren't you?
Have you ever?
Yeah, we want to book all the way to. We want to book all the way into 26, man.
Have you played Schrader?
Yes, many times growing up.
And then what about have you played right over here? Club Westerner?
Oh yeah, Club Westerner. I even played Country Inn, which is no longer an operation.
I'm just thinking about
but,
places that I like to hear live music.
I've been everywhere, man.
Schrader was great.
like Johnny Cash.
Can
I was
you
going
do
to
that
say,
song?
Everywhere,
there's a
man.
song you should write.
That's a
wait,
tough
it's already
one.
been written. You want to play another one for us?
Right here, right. It says right here. Who put that up?
Pat Matula and Lone Star Playboys page.
Please go to our page, like our page and share. RSVP to Julie.
There we go.
361-210-9714 is the number. So there you go. If you want to get your reservations, and doors will open at 7. Joel Nava, the Texas Border, will play at 7. All the details are there. Great, awesome. $30.
Joel,
admission.
you know why they call it Joel Nava, the Texas Border?
I don't, but I'm sure there's a
Because
punchline here. coming.
it's always they're always moving and it's always open. It's the Texas border,
There you
man.
go.
It's always moving. They're always open. What else? He wasn't ready to sing 2 songs. I mean, he's barely got 2 drinks in.
One per drink. That's the rule.
Be sure and tip your waitress.
Yeah, I might have to get me another one before I do any more music.
You feel like it?
Pause.
You can hit one.
What do y'all want here? It's an old standard that we do every night. Far across the deep blue water, there's an old German's daughter by the banks of the old river Rhine, where I loved her and met her, and I can't forget her. She was my pretty Fraulein. Fraulein, Fraulein, walk down by the water each night when the stars start to shine. By the same stars above you, I swear that I love you. And I miss my pretty Fraulein. I love you so much that I can't leave you, even though my mind tells me I should. Then you make me think that you still love me, and all my thoughts of leaving do no good. That's the Fraulein Heart Over Mind song. But
That's a great combo.
Thank you.
That's
I love
good.
them. I love those tunes so much. That's our whole night is shuffle dance music. So if that's your feel, that's the beat all night long.
Well,
So
you've got a
I just wanted to
beautiful
show
voice,
you how
but
they
it's not-
intertwine.
I mean, as somebody who just tries to come in here and talk 5 days a week, to come in here dead cold out of the truck and start singing is not easy.
It was more of a wake up at 4:30, 5 o'clock and
Right.
make sure I could talk.
Yeah, no kidding.
The crud is going.
Greg
Maybe,
says-
maybe that's what you need to do. If you got up actually on time.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's like you wake up and there's still ice in your glass. It's hard to get here.
Those
he
Yetis
says-
are wonderful.
Greg Garcia says Pat's representing Wood High.
Oh yeah, the
There
big
you
city
go.
of Wood High.
So
Well, we're excited.
Bob
with that.
Wills, one of your influences.
Bob Wills.
Anybody on the new side? Any of the new younger up and comers you're listening to that you kind of like? Is there anybody that's? I mean, you carrying on that tradition? Is there anybody else?
Traditionally, it's going to be back to the '90s. Mark Chestnut, Daryl Singletary.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
There's a kid out of Canada, Coulter Wall, that's kind of playing some old school
Yeah.
country music. His dad actually used to be like the equivalent of the governor of the
Oh, wow.
province of Saskatchewan.
Cool.
But
You say
there's not a lot
Mark
of you
Chestnut.
guys doing swing music anymore.
You say Chestnut not here. I just stopped in for 1 or 2, but I might stay for 3.
yeah.
That's good stuff, man.
Well, it sure feels good to come in here.
Man.
Just pull up a seat. Frosty mug of a cool one helps to heat the heat. And these old long days of summer, Lord, I'll be glad when they're gone. It's too hot to fish, too hot for golf, and too cold at home. Well, that baseball game on TV takes me back to when I was a kid. We proudly wore those uniforms just like the Dodgers did. Well, we won a few and lost a few, and for me, it still goes home. It's too hot to fish, too hot for golf, and too cold at home. Well, I only planned on 1 or 2. I might stay for 3 if that good-looking thing in the corner keeps smiling back at me. It's so easy not to care about what's right or what's wrong. It's too hot to fish, too hot for golf, too cold at home. Well, I only planned on 1 or 2. I might stay for 3 if that good-looking thing in the corner keeps smiling back at me. It's so easy not to care about what's right or what's wrong. It's too hot to fish, too hot for golf, too cold at home. It's too hot to fish, too hot for golf, and too cold at home.
Hey, that's good stuff right there,
great
man.
stuff.
Tell you what, and the first one was good, but he's loosened up now.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know?
man, I cut my teeth on that stuff.
That's
And we didn't rehearse any of this. The fact that
No.
you just kind of cued him with the lyrics that you thought of, and
I'm just a natural.
then he
actually.
just wrote a song like that. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
the fact that he could write a song like
yeah,
that.
quick.
Yeah, let's
It's catchy. That might be a hit
Yeah.
for somebody somewhere.
we'll leave you with this. You start off with just this with "Hello, darling," and you get back to us later with the song. He's going to write a song about that. I can feel it.
I can hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear it in my head.
That's
Absolutely.
gonna be a good tune. That's
No,
a good hook line.
I'm excited. I think I might have just made my New Year's Eve plans.
Buddy Stavano checking in. Sky Sanchez says, "That's a young George Strait in the studio."
Well, he's younger than George
I'm not too
Strait. I
much
can give
younger
him
than
that.
him, I can tell you that.
He's younger than George.
No, not by much.
Now, so you're playing.
Linda Chris says, "My whole day is shot now because all she wants to do is go out dancing. She's not going to get anything done."
Tell us. So you've got a New Year's Eve show, December 31st. Obviously, Inez Community Center. Go online. Go back to the comments. Go to the Pat Matula and the Lone Star Playboys Facebook page. Make reservations. Are you playing any time between now and then? You got anything going?
We'll have a Valentine's dance coming up. It'll be at the VFW here in Victoria. Valentine's night, Friday the 14th.
There you
I guess,
go.
correct?
Nice.
But you're off until New Year's Eve.
Yeah, we're off right now till
Okay.
New Year's Eve.
Okay.
I actually have a side show I'm doing with a buddy of mine up in Houston on the 27th. It's a 90s show with Patrick Murphy and his band. We go way back. So
Where's that one? If anybody's in that neighborhood, is it somewhere?
Rowdy's North in Houston.
Okay.
Rowdy's on the north side. So that'll be fun. But
Well, we joke all the time about how people will say in Victoria, there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do in Victoria. Now, 500 Victorians will go to Rowdy's
Yeah.
to see Pat Matula, pay $50 a head to go, and then they won't go out to the Inez Community Center because it's just too far.
It's just too far.
It's too far to go.
do we need to get a shuttle bus?
Wouldn't it be something? What about the Wade
We
and
know
Carter
somebody.
show? We know a guy.
Yeah, we know a guy.
We
What do
know
we
a
need?
guy. I tell you what, this for me is fun. I love music. I love your music, and I think you just want to come by pretty much every Friday morning.
Cool.
You just come in, do a couple songs.
Cool. Once
What do
you
you
get
think?
the cabinet restocked.
Right, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let us know what you like in there. We'll make
We,
sure we have plenty of it.
We'll do.
There's trouble out there.
Yeah, there is trouble
Management.
out there. Yeah.
Management.
Well, I don't know how she got past the
We're looking forward
bouncer
to
at the
it,
front door.
and
We'll
we'll
have to fix that.
continue to promote it between now. and
Likewise. Thank you guys so
Awesome.
much.
You bet.
No, thank you,
Appreciate y'all
Pat.
having me.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely. So we'll actually flip you right out of there.
There we go.
And
Pat Matula, Lone
that's
Star
Pat Matula,
Playboys.
Lone Star Playboys. Going to be great. We're going to take a break, and that'll give him a chance to escape. And there you go. Hey, brother.
Thank you, Pat. Appreciate it. Wentz Services for all your backup electrical
Awesome.
generator needs. If you've got any sort of electrical needs, doesn't even have to be a backup generator. Went can take care of anything you need that's electrical. And I've used them. You should use them as well. They're awesome.
Get him
Give him a
over
call.
here, and we'll let.
A quick picture while
I definitely want that
I do
picture.
this.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Come on in.
Like while you're playing radio.
Yep.
Very cool.
Arcade
folks.
Development Group.
Call
They've got a
Daniel.
big project that they're working on the north side of Victoria. So if you want to see what they're doing, I know they're posting stuff on Facebook with that and other social media, but Arcade Development Group, Daniel Rollins and the gang, they can take care of all of your construction needs, metal building, traditional
Thanks,
bricks and
brother.
sticks. They got it all.
See you again.
The VCS company,
For all your communication needs, let the VCS companies help you communicate with the world. Tell you what, they power our studio. They've done a great job for us pretty much since day one. Yeah. The Hartman family believed in our vision for a forum just like this, having guys like Pat on and the ability to tell folks what's going on in Victoria. The VCS companies have shared that with you through us for years. Brand us, same thing. Cody Bauman says, hey, you know what? These guys are kind of fun. I'm going to come be a part of it. He has helped us immensely.
absolutely.
And he can do the same thing for you, whether it's monetizing.
Today he's
your-
just we just kind of stuck
he's
baby
kinda
in the
slacking
corner. But
today.
that's all right.
He's talking about his third Modelo over there. I don't know what he's doing. Look, he's making a mess. It's just
Oh.
crazy town. We're thinking about getting him some counseling. He's asked about our mental health component of our health insurance. I don't really know what to do with that.
I don't either.
Atzenhofer and Atzenhofer.com. Atzenhofer, are we breaking news here? Is Atzenhofer not in the Mazda business? I don't know. We have not talked to Tommy Taylor. We recommend you do so. Get in and ask Tommy. I know they have Chevys. I know they have Mitsubishis. Get in and see Atzenhofer today. Man,
That was, that was a lot of fun.
I was going to say, I hope for you folks that's fun. The energy of live music is hard to duplicate.
Oh, yeah, we certainly can't leave that behind.
Yeah,
There you
you
go.
be safe. Thank you.
Thank you
Oh,
all.
hey, no, that's
Yep.
great.
There's Jarrett McCrugan checking in, Tammy Williams. Yeah, live
I've
music's
seen
just
his
fun.
show,
Yeah.
and he's phenomenal.
And the dance floor will be packed
Oh, and that's-
all night long. That's the beauty
Do
of
you
it.
ever go to a show and like nobody gets up and dances?
Yeah.
But all of his music, a lot of it is there are people there doing what I call swing dancing. They're, it's awesome
Hey,
stuff.
big shout out to the Ganado Indians this morning. They won the 2A state championship yesterday, triple overtime, maybe 4 overtimes. I don't remember exactly, but they got down to the 2-point conversion stuff, and they converted, and they had a couple opportunities to win it. They gave Stanford all sorts of chances.
And
A taste of their own medicine. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I love it that that Ganado won. They've been forever fighting to win, and they finally won one.
First ever state championship appearance, let
And
alone
yet,
championship.
doesn't it kind of hurt for you that it gets down to 2-point conversions? The
Yeah.
kids that lost, I'm not saying anybody was lucky, but it's like you're not a loser Bless their hearts. Did you see
There's
this?
no way their quarterback at Stanford's 5'10". That kid's might be 5'5" at best. But boy, he was a gamer.
Trying to.
But fun game. Technically not an interception on a 2-point conversion in the end zone to win it because it's just a failed
just
2-point
a failed
conversion.
2-point conversion.
But yeah,
But that kid will be a hero forever.
And this morning, all the kids from Ganado entered the transfer portal.
Right. They're all going to Edna next year.
Edna and Industrial, look out. A lot of them said they're going to Industrial because they don't have to change their all the gear they wear
All the
under the
gear
uniforms.
still maroon.
Still maroon, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
there you
mom.
go.
Mom didn't want them to go somewhere where they had to buy them new gear.
Well, hats off to Ganado. That's awesome.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, right. Good. Indians forever. Right. Good stuff. Now, is the
Careful
congressman
now.
gonna call us?
Now that we'll get maybe careful now though. Comanche or now that Ganado won state championship, there might be some undue attention on their nicknames.
Oh, yeah, they are the Indians, right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. You
someone will
can't-
come after.
Can't
them,
have
cancel
that.
them. Somebody up near the Canadian border in South Dakota will probably come after them.
Right there on that northern edge of South Dakota, right there on the Ontario border. Is that Ontario right above them?
We had lined up Congressman Cloud to call in, but that little
We're
thing,
that close.
yeah, that little thing that
They
called
may
the
be getting
government
ready to
shutdown, and they're working on that. I'm trying to find. I had a story on it where that is, but I don't know what that is. Anyway,
I want to ask.
go here to 1440.
I want to ask the congressman. But so yesterday there was a vote. There were 1,574 pages in the original bill. When they went back, and by the way, there's some things in there, and I think I forwarded this to you yesterday.
Yeah.
Just an idea.
Provide your source though, because we don't want to not provide sources for something like this.
I don't even know who
we're
my
not making
source
it up.
was. I
think
got
it's
it.
at the top of it, wherever you sent that to me at.
I sent it to you and Cody B.
I just don't remember if it was.
Yeah, it was actually on.
Yeah, it came off. No, there it is. Jesse Waters.
Yeah. So read some of the and none of this will surprise you folks. You've listened to us long enough. But in this bill that's designed to just make certain
That our government doesn't
military
shut-
personnel get paid and all that, there were
$15 million, according to Jesse Waters, was in this stopgap funding measure that Donald Trump shut down. This isn't the one they went and
no, this is the
voted
one
on yesterday.
Elon shut down. And we'll talk
Oh,
about
yeah.
that in a minute.
$15 million to pay for Egyptians' college tuition.
Because there's just not enough Egyptians going to college. So we're going to put $15 million so they don't have student debt.
$500,000 for a DEI zoo. I didn't even think animals.
Is that like if a deer identifies as an antelope, or
I
if
guess. Or
if it
I don't
says
know.
it's a doe and it's really a buck,
Maybe. I mean, there's animals that just, they don't care what they stick it in. They just do it, right?
right? Sure.
But all of a sudden now we're personifying what animals are and do. It's crazy. $400,000 for a group that gives clothes to teens to help them hide their gender. I thought that was the whole point of letting them have the surgery.
Well, that's those.
So
you've seen
they-
those tuck it.
So they want to talk on both sides of their mouths on this one, right?
Right.
Well, you got to be who you are, and so we gotta give government money so you can have the surgeries, but oh wait, we're gonna give you clothes so you can hide it. Makes no sense. This is just typical. Listen,
It
and this
shouldn't
is-
be in a bill.
No, and just more of this.
Just more garbage. But I found it interesting, and I'm curious how you folks feel about the idea that Elon Musk, being an unelected bureaucrat, he's just a friend of the president, has come along and said, I don't like this bill. To which the president-elect, remember that nobody's running the country right now. Joe Biden hasn't said a word about this bill. Neither has Kamala Harris. President Trump comes along and says, I agree with Elon. This is a terrible bill.
Hakeem Jeffries has said a lot about this bill.
Hakeem Jeffries, who is the House
Senate
majority.
Senate minority. No, is it Senate is or House.
He's
the
House.
minority leader.
He's the
regardless.
House of Representatives. And he has said that Elon is affecting policy. A, does that bother you? Because in this case, Elon is right, but does it only bother us when it's not our guy? You know what I'm trying
Yeah,
to get to?
yeah.
It's like he's our guy, right? So we're kind of, he's right. Elon's the smartest guy in the room, but should he have that
Well,
authority?
but he wasn't our guy until he realized that the federal government was just stupid with all their money. Then, because he was the left's guy. Remember when he was trying to build the underground tunnels in LA for cars
he
to
was the
alleviate congestion?
Yeah, Timmy
He was the
Williams
left
says
guy.
Elon's pretty darn smart, and he is, and I agree. I just wonder, are we comfortable with, and I'm just making it up, if Kamala had won and Beyonce didn't like this bill, are we cool with Beyonce being out in the media, somewhat as a celebrity, somewhat as a recognizable figure?
They already are.
Okay, in this case, I want to make sure that I was erring on the side of being conservative. Like, well, even Elon thinks it's stupid. Okay, since he's our guy, I'll listen to him.
Speaking of which, and I don't know if Beyonce got any money, but as part of and Donald Trump signed this bill into law back in the day. So but remember part of the COVID relief package was money that was supposed to go to theaters, live music venues, things like that weren't the large 100,000s, AT&T Stadium, right?
Right.
Small venues that arts and music and theater
Yes, sir.
helped keep the doors open. Well, it turns out there were loopholes, as there always are. And management groups were applying for these funds that didn't have to be paid back. And it turns out we've been paying for things like Lil Wayne's $80,000 birthday party.
Right.
All of your favorite entertainers, and there's both sides. Well, I mean, hard to tell who's on which side of the political spectrum when it comes to music because there aren't many. They get canceled. But boy, oh boy, folks, the money that went to and this is where government just needs to get out of it. We're talking hundreds of millions of dollars, at least tens of millions, if not more.
A lot of money.
And some of the things that it went to will absolutely blow your mind. I will find it because I just passing glance yesterday.
Well, I'm getting taken to task, and rightfully so. That's why I threw that out there. I used a Beyonce reference. Stephanie says, I think it's great to have input from a very intelligent person. Lisa Poole or Stephanie said, comparing Beyonce and Elon's not a comparison.
I don't know. She's pretty darn smart. She's managed to build a brand.
Tammy Williams says Beyonce's as dumb as a box of rocks. So I agree with that. So let me throw this back to you. Hello, Katina Arterberry.
She's a self-made billionaire.
She is too. Her and Jay-Z are both.
There's no dumb as a box of rocks.
But how about this, though? How about this? What if the person were Bill Gates advising Joe Biden? And we tend to think of Bill Gates as being more left of center. Are we not sitting here going, Bill Gates needs to sit in the back row? We didn't elect him to run this country.
Bill Gates called a lot of the shots during COVID. Don't forget about that.
So is that where we're at with Elon? Or am I just kind of intrigued with Elon because he seems to think the way I do, and I'm kind of giving him a pass? I'm kind of asking if I'm being a hypocrite. Because I would say, Bill Gates, you need to just go on up there and count your microwave money and Microsoft money and shut up.
Well, I don't think you're being a hypocrite, but I'm giving Elon a pass because I agree. There's way too much waste in our government.
Well, they got the bill down, folks, from 1,574 pages to 116. That's how much garbage.
But 1,400 pages is why it didn't pass.
Right, and it didn't pass again. At 116 pages, they went, nah.
Well, it would have passed at almost 1,600 pages. But Donald Trump said, Republicans, you're not being very Republican-y by passing all this BS pork. So that was the difference. 1,500 pages, 1,600 pages would have passed. Speaker Johnson needs to go. And I get the hard place that he's in. But here's the problem. Congress on both sides, here's the solution. They use the dang
Jeremy Kruger.
True story.
They use what? Don't lose your train of thought. Because you were good. You were rolling, man. You were rolling.
They use the military as a pawn in this game every time on the
yeah.
government shutdown.
Our fighting men and women are going to do without their checks. Well, why don't they just make an exception and say, hey, no matter what, we're paying the military?
Absolutely. That can
Because
be
they're paying
done.
the park ranger.
That can be done.
Absolutely. Jared McCrugen talking about Beyonce says at least Elon hasn't discussed, or Bill Gates, reducing population through vaccination. Junior Samples taking the tongue-in-cheek, I'm certain, high road. Says there's a difference in building a rocket versus shaking your bottom. Sex is low-hanging fruit sale.
Yeah, but she's built a brand. No different.
Nobody's
No different
ever
than,
against low-hanging fruit
No.
when it involves sex if its name is Junior.
unless you're a dude wearing a skirt and I can see your low hanging fruit.
Right, don't want to see your grapes.
Put your plums away, please.
Yeah. Well, Ricky King wraps it up. I'd be willing to bet that Bill Gates was giving advice to Joe Biden in his office. It just wasn't publicized.
No, but he's probably on the guest list or the pass
agree with
list
that.
to get into there. We were expecting a call from Congressman Cloud today, but with everything that's been going on in Washington, D.C., trying to get this spending bill passed and to avert a government shutdown, which you and I have talked about.
Absolutely.
It doesn't really shut down the government. And if they really wanted to be honest and truthful in trying to get something done, they would remove the military as a component of what gets shut down.
Yeah, don't use that as a weapon. See, the left uses that as a weapon because it's always the Republicans that are shutting down the
Well,
government.
but the right use it too when they're talking about, well, we're not going to raise the debt ceiling. And then the right goes, well,
Our military is going to suffer. It's not the men and women in uniform. It's their families at home that suffer. Well, fine, then just pay them.
yeah, because they're still getting their MREs out there in the desert. Yeah.
Right.
Listen to Hakeem Jeffries. When they thought Kamala had a hope in hell of winning the election, this was Hakeem Jeffries on X in August, mid-August.
This is like 3 months ago. Yeah, 4 months ago.
Wages are up, inflation is down, and we are building an economy that works for everyday Americans. That was Hakeem Jeffries on August 14th.
Because we're the Democrats.
And we think that Kamala's going to win.
Right. Now,
Last Friday to be exact, Hakeem Jeffries on X. The cost of living is way too high for hardworking American taxpayers. That must change.
it's all gone to heck because of Donald Trump. Good morning, Melissa Hanson.
Morning, Melissa. Junior says that in Social Security, and that's a different bag of cash. Tammy Williams says, I bet Elon starts buying up news agencies to turn around the news. I don't think he has to. He bought X. He's doing well with that.
Yeah.
Here's the other problem that with what goes on with all this spending garbage. Now on the left, they're all taking to X talking about how Trump wants to raise the debt ceiling because he wants to give corporations and his billionaire buddies tax breaks. And he can't do that without raising the debt ceiling. But here's the problem with this, and I've talked about this before, but I'll say it again for any Democrats who might be listening in D.C. because the congressman was going to join us, but just in case. Cut your damn spending. Yeah. Cut the spending that correlates to the tax cuts and the loss of revenue, and you will no longer have to add debt.
Yeah, remember they wanted to take 1 penny out of each dollar.
Yeah,
and
Rand Paul, and I think
easy
Michael
deal.
Cloud signed on to this one
Ricky
as well.
King says, I still say that if Congress doesn't pass a budget, they are the ones who should not get paid if the government shuts down.
They wanted to give themselves a raise in this
from
spending bill.
173,000 to 240 something thousand.
What have they done in the last 6 years that deserves a raise?
Nothing.
Shut us down.
They've created the cost of living increase that they now suffer from, and they want you just to pick up the slack.
For them.
Although for most of them, it's not. For most of them, it may be what they do all the time, but it's not their livelihood. They had money.
And I don't know about that. Joe Biden, now he wants to ban our elected officials in Washington, those in Congress, Senate, and the House of Representatives from being able to trade stock while they're in office.
Yeah, individual stock.
Yeah, why would he want this? Because
Nancy
he's already
Pelosi.
he's already made all his money on the stocks. He's been in there since 72.
Yeah,
His stock trading days long ago. Then he moved into trading Hunter.
Yeah.
for favors to make his money. This doesn't affect Joe anymore, so he can stand there and go, yeah, let's get rid of congressional stock trades.
Imagine if you, just in Victoria alone, if you knew in advance, you know what? Imagine if you worked at TxDOT and you knew the
XYZ Asphalt Corporation was going to get the paving project, and they're publicly traded.
or where the lake was going to go in.
Yeah.
At Edna. You knew where the lake was going to go. You knew the coordinates. We're going to make the dam this tall. All of this land is going to be lakefront property. You could go and buy all that up. The government's been doing that for years.
Michelle Wilsonakis says now they're fear-mongering over bird flu. Yeah,
I agree 100%.
Apparently one dude in Louisiana has it, and now we've got oh boy.
Yeah, I'm just, wash your hands. Stay
Yeah.
more than a safe distance from somebody.
Ricky King, how did AOC come in broke? So broke. Remember when she was complaining she couldn't afford an apartment in D.C. on her $176,000 salary? But she was seen wearing like $3,000 business suits, pants
She's
suits.
sponsored.
Yeah. Monkeypox as well, Jarrett says.
I had to buy this Fetterman. I can't get sponsored.
Well, you weren't watching what I was watching last night, because watching the hockey game, all I saw were, if you buy today, by the end of today, 50% off at Dick's Sporting Goods
For Longhorn stuff?
for all college gear.
Man. Horns going to win this weekend?
College football playoffs begin tonight. Notre Dame and Indiana. You know, I'm going to go on a limb here. Indiana.
First State Bank of
win it.
Louise. You think, okay, I still think, I'm certainly not a Notre Dame fan, but I think Notre Dame.
I'm not an Indiana fan, but I just
don't
you know,
think
if we're
the
going to have a
Big Ten
playoff
is-
and we want, and
Playoff?
one of the reasons people wanted a playoff was to see different teams have a shot.
They do. Indiana's
So
never
let's
been
go
in a
Indiana.
playoff ever. Good for them. You used to say
98% of Division I teams have never been to a
they're
college
saying
football
Indiana
playoff.
basically is a basketball school, yet of late saying Indiana's a basketball school is like saying Texas is a football school. We haven't won enough over the last decade to really call us a football school. Saying, it's like, where's your biggest disappointment? Indiana's biggest disappointment has been their basketball team. Texas' biggest disappointment has been their football program for a decade. It's getting better. We should beat Clemson on Saturday, 3:00 kickoff. You're in feverish contact,
Yeah.
trying to make something happen.
Yes.
Okay,
Trying to see if the congressman's going to have
That's
a
what I
chance to
thought.
call in, but not yet.
I saw you. He typed the word "now," big all caps. I thought that was interesting. You said you answer to the people. Call us now. No, Michael's a very busy man, and he's always been
busy trying
so
to get this-
accessible, man.
Trying to get this. He's in meetings this morning trying to get this. It was scheduled to end at 7:30 our time, but it may
It's
have
crazy
run
when
late.
you're in his office, when you're in any congressional office, there's a clock on the wall and it's got different lights on it. And the lights are there to signal you that when there's going to be a vote. And it's a complicated thing. There's like 3 lights and there's one at high noon and it'll go off and be like yellow. And that means like in 15 minutes, there's a vote or whatever.
Here we go. Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. I don't know. This is crfb.org. So this is not I'm not thinking this is probably a
This is a
government.
PAC.
Yeah. Or
This
this
is
is
a-
a watchdog group. I don't think this is anybody related to.
Right.
Um,
Go back and just said, how many times has the government shut down? That was interesting. It's no, scroll down. Yeah. Oh, keep going. It'll say, it was like that. How many times has the government shut down? That'll be the headline. There. No, keep going. There you go. Since Congress introduced the modern budget process in 1976, there have been 20 funding gaps, including the 2018-19 shutdown and the one in January of 18, where funds were not appropriated for at least one day. The hours-long lapse in appropriations in February of 18, though sometimes characterized as a shutdown, did not result in federal employee furloughs. However, before 1980, the government did not shut down, but rather continued normal operations through 6 funding gaps. Since 81, 10 funding gaps of 3 days or fewer have occurred. So what they're really telling you is the whole thing is smoke and mirrors.
Absolutely.
It happens all the time, and it doesn't really have any effect on anything. Most of you did not know there had been funding gaps.
And there have never, and
shutdowns.
this never used to happen prior to the Reagan administration. There have been, according to crfp.org, there have been 4 true shutdowns where operations were affected for more than one business day. The first 2 happened when President Clinton was president. The third was in 2013. And the fourth was in December 18 through January of 19, which was a partial shutdown because 5 of the 12 appropriations had previously been enacted.
Isn't it all basically symbolic, though, Ash?
And that
Because, look,
shutdown lasted 35 days. Does the government save any money?
no, it doesn't. But we just print money anyway. It's not like when you get your Visa bill and you're like, I'm late on my Visa bill, but when I get paid on Friday, I'm going to pay it, and then you catch up. The government goes, ooh, we're about to be late on our Visa bill. Print another $100 million and send it to Visa. So why is it that this is like symbolic? Because all these people are going to get their back pay. They always do.
National Parks does shut down. Air
Who
travel was
cares?
strained as a result of air traffic controllers and TSA agents working without pay. See, that tells you what
Then they just don't care. Come on through. Come on through. Oh, your shoe is clicking like a timer. Come on through. Come on through.
Congress doesn't care. Because they'll tell you on one hand, well, this is going to make Christmas hard for government employees and military, but they don't seem to give a crap that it makes it hard for the record number of travelers this holiday season. That keeps the economy going.
It's just the whole thing, environmental and food inspection. During the 2013 shutdown, the EPA halted inspections for 1,200 sites that included hazardous waste, drinking water, chemical facilities, and the FDA delayed almost 900 inspections. Woo!
You know what's funny?
It's a fear deal.
Our government agencies will shut down and not work through this stuff. And then on the other side of their mouth, they're telling us that we need to be worried about foreign terrorists compromising the safety of our drinking water, our food supply chain, when they impact it by shutting down.
Yeah. I don't know what you do with that. I don't know. Good morning, Mom.
I
Great-
agree with Lisa. Let it shut down, but it never truly shuts
It
down.
doesn't shut down.
But it sure would be nice if we could just start this whole thing over again with the Constitution as it's written and stop letting the Supreme Court basically become the de facto legislative branch of the government.
That's right.
Which they have become.
They're not meant in any way to make policy.
And stop all this stupidness.
So, Mom became grand for my kids, but now
Yeah.
she's great-grand.
Great-grand or grand-grand? What do they call it?
No,
Well, this one
great-grand.
doesn't speak yet, so we don't know.
Great-grand. This will tell
Don't tell your granddaughter
what to call you.
her great grandmother, because now you're appropriating what you want, and that's just wrong in today's society.
Right, and we won't even know if she's really a girl until she's about 18.
Well, maybe 25, the way the brain develops in the humans these days.
But the baby was, and yes, I'm biased, and yes, I'm going to talk about my granddaughter on the radio, but you get her. She's just now 6 weeks.
No, wrong one. No. There, that's the one.
Aunt Betty, is that you? Are you there? But we get her. I sit with my legs bent. I get her between my legs, and I'm kind of like rocking her, and I'm playing with her legs, and she's kind of grinning. All of a sudden, she goes, "Ooh," and she goes,
Yep.
"I love it, man." And we just hand her back to my daughter and go, "Here, go change your diaper."
Yeah.
awesome.
Wait till
That's the
wait
best part about being a granddad. I ain't got to change a diaper,
until
man.
they say, "Can you watch her for an hour while we go to lunch?" And then you've got the messiest diaper
And
ever.
then they come back and when they, and she must have just done that. It's all pasty and she's got like a diaper
her
rash.
back. Yeah.
Diaper rash. She must have just done that. Lisa Poole says, "What about Gigi?"
Overused.
Yeah, it's overused, but that's why Ash is Duda, because that's Russian for
It's not, but
Dog
it's easier,
poop.
it's easier to say. If you want to expand the kids' vocabulary, have them call
it's
your
really
mom
it's that
great grandma.
specific type, Commander, of dog poop, the white with where it looks like a powdered donut. Yeah, Duda, Duda, Duda.
Speaking of which,
Duda.
When you open up your Christmas present, that's a box of powdered donuts. Pay no
Right,
attention to
just
to the
make
odor.
sure.
Just eat them.
Oh, they're chocolate on the inside. Unbelievable.
Well, Anson says, I'm looking forward to all that.
Yeah, no, it is fun, and
is fun.
the baby is, they're great at 6 weeks because they only cry when they're
Hungry,
or wet, dirty, or they're tired.
or they're sick.
So you feed them, change their diaper, and put them down for a nap. They're good to go.
The other group that doesn't care about us during the holiday season, though, these Amazon strikers that have struck, right? So I think states, New Jersey, Illinois.
They're wanting more money.
Yeah, New York. They want Georgia. They want more money. They're saying that that they're. I listened to some lady yesterday that and they talked to a one of the Amazon strike workers. I got a 9-year-old daughter at home, and we deserve more.
Scott Tongo says he and his wife are hootenanny.
There you go.
Hootenanny. I like that. Well, you got to wonder. It is easy for those folks that work at Amazon to say, "Oh, Jeff Bezos makes all this money. We don't make nothing." But at the same time, I've heard Amazon's one of the top places to work, and that they have great benefits and great. I mean, I've heard it's a great place to work.
All you folks, I got an idea. If you really want all the benefits and more money, why don't
Start
you
your own
all
company.
become a collective, pool all your resources, and then make Jeff Bezos an offer and become an owner, become the owners of the company? There, that would solve your problem. Let Bezos stop taking all the risk for your actions to strike during the busiest season,
Yeah.
right?
It's a lot of leverage, right, with labor to be able to say we're going to strike in the middle of your busiest season.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Tammy Williams says that was just convenient by Amazon. Like your wages have not been crap all year. My understanding is they're not. They're paid fairly decently, but you're right. It's all leverage, Tammy, because now's the time when it matters most to Amazon.
A lot of truth in that. Junior Sample says, the first grandkid is sterile. Everything's got to be air dried and boiled and it went on the ground. The second kid is just ignored, right? Because that's just kind of what happens. And then the third kid is feral. And that's pretty funny. There's a lot to that.
Junior says, Linda and I are Bo and Nana. Bonana.
Nana banana.
Nana
Very
Bonana.
nice.
There we go. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Sansa says, I deserve more at my last job as a nurse. Kids at HEB were making more than me.
It's true. But see, again, HEB, arguably certainly one of the top employers in the state.
That's why it's your last job.
Right? Like 160 something thousand employees at HEB. Yeah.
Pat Matula says, thanks. Yep. Glad Pat Matula dropped by. That was fun today.
That was fun. Yeah. Melissa adds about the third kid. It's like, are you bleeding? No, you're fine.
You're fine.
A lot of truth in that.
Rub some dirt on it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
If you stop at 2, the second one gets that treatment.
Yep. Pat, thanks for coming by. That's where I'm planning on going. New Year's Eve, Inez Community Center.
Yep.
I'm going to make a little research to see if I can get a table.
Maybe a party bus.
There's another lollipop. I get it.
I get it.
Very cool.
Duda and Babs. Dedushka. It's a Russian. We didn't think kids could pronounce it.
Craziness.
Look at that. And he's on time today.
1 minute.
I like that.
Anybody got a final thought? We've got 1 minute.
I think we'll be here on Friday or Monday, I should say.
Yeah, I'll be here Monday.
Yeah, we'll do the show Monday. It might be the last one we do for a while.
We're going to take we'll take certainly Christmas Eve and Christmas off.
Probably
and then
Boxing Day in honor of
the
my
rest of
Canadian
the week.
heritage.
we can always find it's Canadian send me to rehab day. So we'll just take that day off. Canadians just, you know how they do, folks. They just get loaded at the drop of a hat. So
Well, see, just by default, my phone calendar shows that I get the 24th, 25th, and 26th off, so you can be here.
right.
I get Boxing Day. It's not an American holiday, so you don't get it. You will be here on that Thursday.
I
the day
probably
after Christmas.
Scott Tomko asked if I promise not to sing. You know, if called up on stage, I play a pretty good cowbell.
You won't be.
Yeah. No, I won't be called up on stage. Pat Matula and his group, those guys they're pros, man. The music's good.
Well, Vincent said, look, Will's already reserved his spot for Monday.
There you go. John Paul wants to know why we get Boxing Day off.
Because I'm Canadian and I can take that day off. It's a
Hey.
stat holiday.
Hey. Folks, we love you guys. Have a great weekend. Be safe. If you get in trouble, call Allen's Ricker Service.
Boxing Day is not the new Kwanzaa Junior. It's been around for centuries.
Yes. 578-6300 for Allen's. Bye, folks.
Bye, folks.
All around. I've been locked up